What? Come on, man. What you doing? Little handsome boy. Hold on, you gotta get down. Get down. Uncle finna go. I'm finna go live. Come on. So, stop, boy. Look at this little pretty mug, y'all. How y'all doing? Look at this, my big show there. Actually, this is one of my puppies, babies. I'm at my brother's house, and his name is Big Show, American Staffordshire. That's what we raised over here, these American Staffordshire Pit Terriers. Say hey to the people, Big Show. Big Show, look. Don't lick, man. No, stop licking. Tell the people, hey, we gonna have some ass little baby boy. He just now reaching maturity. He ain't, but he barely, he almost 2.5 years old. But we gonna talk. All right, come on, get down, get down. Big Show, get down. Good boy, get down. Get down, boy. Look at this Big Show. He want to be in the camera, y'all. He want to be on the video. Big Show, get down. Big Show, get down. Good boy, good boy, good boy. All right, y'all. That was Big Show. Good afternoon, good evening. Stop, boy. I'm not playing. Uncle not playing. Man, stop, little big head boy. Sit, Big Show. Sit. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Go play. Go play. Go play, Big Show. Go play. Go find the mailman. Go find the mailman. You know you don't like him. Anyway, y'all, how y'all doing? What's going on, Jackson boy? How's it going, y'all? Good afternoon, evening, rather, y'all. How y'all doing? This your boy, Rod Thomas Jr., and this is the real news behind the news. Yeah, man, today turned out to be a beautiful Friday here in Shreveport, October 14, 2022. And once again, I have not really been able to go live. You know, there's issue with the phone that I broke. Y'all realize, if those of you all who follow the channel realize, when I be painting and stuff, I might be on a ladder or something, and I drop my phone. I done broke almost 6 phones, man, in the last 8 months. And most of them phones didn't have a case. Buy a case, y'all. It's only a few extra dollars. The next phone I get, hopefully I'm going to get one tomorrow. Hopefully. It's going to go down. But anyway, in this video here, y'all, we just gonna open up the line for you all to give y'all comments. Hold on. Big Show, go play, boy. Go play now. Uncle see you. I'm gonna play with you in a minute. Y'all give me just a second. But anyway, first and foremost, I have to thank all the people who have literally subscribed to this channel in just the last, almost 36 hours. Y'all remember how I told y'all I wanted to try to get I wanted 5,000 before Christmas. But we closing in on 2,000 right now. Just keep in mind, we had less than 1,400 just a day and a half ago. And it's all thanks to a video I did about Deion Sanders and Eddie Robinson. Some really any man that understands the way our culture is going would have did. It just so happened that God has blessed me with this channel. And on this channel tonight, I'm going to just be real brief. I mean, if you all come in and start commenting, ain't no telling how long this video will go. But let's get to it. Now, if you look at the title, I said it. Yep, I said it. It's a lot of people. Put it like this. On that last video I did, again, when I went to bed that night that I did it, which was Wednesday night, that video had only 40 people. When I woke up the next morning, it was almost at 3,000. Right now, it's leveling off at around about 6,000 to 7,000. Keep in mind, I'm not doing this video to piggyback off that because y'all know I don't care about likes or views. Although, when you watch this video, whether you like it or not, please share it with your friends. Use it as a conversation piece to talk to other people. Say this old snacker tooth Negro here wrong. Or say, man, y'all need to listen to this old Negro. He right. Either way it goes, your comments, your likes, and shares are needed for this channel. Because just by you all commenting and sharing this video, you know what I'm saying, it pushed that video, that last video that I did day before yesterday, it pushed that video up in the algorithms where YouTube saying, well, we normally don't like this Negro, but we're going to let him go ahead with this video because it seems to be a lot of people understanding what he said. And all I simply said in that video was Eddie Robinson was wrong. And it's not because I'm starstruck. Guess what? Stars are in the mother. I'm gonna stop cussing too. Stars are in the motherfucking sky. Stars are up in the sky. I don't look at Deion Sanders as a hero or role model, but I look at him for what he has accomplished in his collegiate career, his professional career, and what he's doing in the SWAC today. Now, in the title of this video, Eddie Robinson Jr. could never do what Deion Sanders is doing for the SWAC right now. Let's talk about that. Because Eddie Robinson said Deion won SWAC, but guess what? Over the last 2 years, Deion has been landing the #1 recruit, high school recruits in the country for the SWAC. How many #1 recruits in the United States, high school recruits, that's looking to go to college right now? Black people, and keep in mind, as soon as I say this, I'm going to give y'all the truth. Why we really need to start sending our kids to the SWAC. But Deion, I mean, you ain't heard no top recruit in the last 10 years decided, well, I'm going to go to Grambling. Shout out to Grambling, 60 miles, 70 miles down the street from here. I had a chance to go to Grambling. I had a chance to go to any black college in America. I fucked up. I went to the Navy. Should have went to college first. If you got children, let your children go to college first. All they need is a 2-year degree in any institution, college institution. They will go into the military as an officer. Don't send your kids over there to be cannon fodder or to be the niggas that's shooting guns. Send your kids to college first for 2 years, then send them to the military. That's why I screwed up, but that's neither here nor there. But you haven't heard of no top high school recruits going to no HBCUs. When last time? In the last 10 years. Hey, Sister Kimberly, how you doing? Sister Kimberly, you're a moderator. Please moderate this video for me as long as you're here. Let the people know to hit that like and share button. Also, let them know to hit that down there in the scrolling part, because we need some financial shit. If y'all notice, I'm not in my little makeshift studio that I'm building up. I gotta be out right here right now because again I broke another phone and don't have Wi-Fi, so I gotta use the neighbor Wi-Fi. They let me use it, but I don't want to say that too loud because I don't want nobody else in the neighborhood. But I have to use the neighbor Wi-Fi to do the videos right now live. That's why you all haven't seen the live video. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Deion Sanders is doing something that no other coach in right now in the SWAC can do. And black people, let me give you all some game. Deion Sanders mentioned that Alabama State had went to UCLA, flew out there and played UCLA and got their asses whooped for $500,000. Then if you go back and look at the videos, he broke down how much 2 charter planes will cost, how much feeding the band and the football team will cost, hotel rooms. He broke it all down. But this is what's happening. He's saying right now that he wants to make a fundamental change in the SWAC. He alluded to the fact that when HBCUs go to play these #1, these Division 1s, your Alabamas, your Notre Dames, your Ohio States, we get our ass tore up. Y'all want to know why that is? And it's real simple, but it's going to blow your mind. The reason why our children in the HBCUs get their ass blown up when they go to these games, these college games, reason why your HBCUs can't get the funding from the federal government or other agencies that funds Alabama. Y'all seen all of how the governor of Mississippi and Brett Favre robbed the poorest people on the planet, because Mississippi is the poorest state in America, and Brett Favre was over there robbing them to build a volleyball gym, volleyball complex for his daughter. Flat out fraud, flat out felony and criminal activity. But we're We're going to start talking about that. Because even though I don't talk about entertainment and sports, now Brett Favre got to pay. You stole this money. There was a lot, that put it like this, y'all. Throughout the state of Mississippi, there were tens of thousands of people who couldn't get food stamps who really needed it for their children because Brett Favre hadn't got almost $6-7 million of their money. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to, yeah, definitely going to talk about that eventually. But back, I digress so many times, but back to Deion. Black people, black parents, black women, if you're a single mother, black men, if you're a single father. The only reason why our children can't compete with Alabama, Florida State, LSU, my favorite team, LSU, always, Texas A&M, UCLA, Ohio State, Michigan. You know why? The only reason why they can't compete with them is because you're sending your children to those schools. Most of your Division I recruits are going to go to the bigger program, especially now that they're able to get paid or have advertisements or do endorsements. Y'all see what Tom Brady just gave Deion Sanders. Tom Brady just started a whole, I guess you say, I was just going to say, he started a whole project for college students. And the first person he picked was Deion Sanders' son. Deion Sanders' son will be the face of Tom Brady's new organization that's designed to help college athletes. These athletes are getting paid now. So black people, the reason why our HBCUs are getting their asses whooped on the field when they go play Division I schools is because you're sending your kids to the white folks school. And I don't want to seem racist. No, I ain't going to say it like that. You're sending your kids to the Division I school. The ones that traditionally catered to white America. Y'all know what I'm saying. White people, y'all know I ain't racist. Y'all, anybody that know me, everybody that know me. No, we not racist. I'm not racist at all. But these schools are over 150-some years. These people in these schools have been used to being powerhouses and turning out presidents in the case of Harvard and Yale. You know what I'm saying? You got your major, again, you got Alabama, the #1 motherfucking football program in the United States college football history, going back to Bear Bryant and Nick Saban, who I hate because he left us at LSU. Yeah, Nick Saban, that's one of the main reasons why I don't like the other than that. He wasn't the greatest coach. He is the greatest college football coach of all history. But guess why Nick Saban will whoop Jackson State, will whoop motherfucking Alabama State, Grambling, Southern, Prairie View, Texas A&M, FAMU, Tennessee State. You want to know why they will whoop their asses? Because you send your children to these colleges as opposed to sending your kids to these HBCUs. Guess what would happen if it over the next 5 years? Jackson boy said, I agree. Guess what would happen over the next 5 years if every black parent in America committed to sending their children to a HBCU? In 5 years, each one of them HBCUs will be whooping Alabama's ass because the top recruits, most of the time, I say 80% of the time in the NFL, are coming from black women, black men. Our children are being auction blocked off because that sports really, I break it down. That shit ain't nothing more than another form of slavery, especially when you get to the NFL. But these black boys and black girls in the NCAA are making hundreds of millions of dollars, in some cases of the bigger institution, billions of dollars a year for their program with TV rights and all that. Jackson boy, our black people community is also distracted if tomorrow it came survival mode. I would go most as far as to say way over half, Jackson boy. Just say in America. Thank you, Kimberly Williams. Y'all please hit that cash out. We need y'all because I got to get another phone. But anyway, Jackson boy, think about this. Hold on a second. All right. What's happening? If black people are so distracted, because guess what? Like right now, I'm asking people to help get another phone, because with this phone under my program, I can provide with that phone over damn near at least 100 gigabytes of Wi-Fi. That means I can do a live broadcast every night. But black people don't want to see a Negro like me. They got on work clothes because I work hard every day. Although the day was a very short and frustrating day. Hey, look, homeboy, I know who you know who I am. You watch me on Facebook. Man, pay me that money you owe me so I can get another phone. Pay me. Anyway, I shouldn't even say that on YouTube, but I said it on YouTube, nigga, because I know you're watching. Again, going back what Jackson boy say, black people, we screwed. Anyway, now, if a tragic incident happened right now, such as a nuclear war, it's going to kill 3/4 of all mankind. But the few black people who know what to do, which is not too much in the case of a nuclear war, and we're facing that over in Ukraine, it's a whole different story. Black people will not know how to survive. Most black people in America, I say 8 out of 10 black people in America would not survive the first 3 weeks after it happened, because we don't know nothing about culture, real culture, survival off the land. We don't know about how to start motherfucking fires when you don't have no matches or no cigarette lighters. We know a lot about shooting guns, but what do you know about if you got a bunch of food saved up, protecting that food supply, because there's going to be a lot of white folks with guns might have to come and take your shit. So again, that's a whole different subject, but we'll talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up, Jackson. Boy, that gave me an idea for a whole other broadcast. But let's get back to the original subject. The original subject is Deion Sanders is bringing our children back to the schools that's supposed to be for us. Give Deion Sanders 5 years. Think about it, in the last 2 years, he done got the top 2 #1 high school recruits in America. They just so happen to be black. What if they went to Alabama or LSU? I believe Deion Sanders now might have got their ass whooped again this weekend, last weekend, because they actually Alabama State beat them last weekend. I mean, beat them last year. So now we're not able to compete with the larger schools, which is what Deion is really all about, and why Eddie Robinson Jr., one of the reasons why he's jealous. The main reason why he's jealous because he didn't get no Hall of Fame, no Hall of Fame jacket. Nobody even noticed that Eddie Robinson Jr. is not the descendant of the real Eddie Robinson. That means Eddie Robinson Jr. that coached for Alabama State. That means his mama, his grandmama, he had a family history that probably was historically tied to HBCU, and somewhere even though they were nowhere related, his parents say, well, we're going to name him after Eddie Robinson because, nigga, his daddy was named Eddie Robinson. Probably was no coincidence or whatever. But I was even confused at first, but then I had to go do my research, which y'all know I do. That is not Eddie Robinson, the coach of the famous, the most famous, the second most winningest coach in NCAA history, Eddie Robinson Sr. from Grambling State. Yeah. Eddie Robinson from Grambling State. Yeah, he's no relation to that. So this nigga, Eddie Robinson Jr., feeling some type of way because he went to the S.W.A.C. He was 2-time defensive player of the year in the S.W.A.C. Not taking nothing away from him. Played, I think, for Jacksonville or somebody. He played in the AFC, in the NFL. But when it came down to it, probably throughout his whole career, Deion Sanders overshadowed him. Because you got to realize when prime time came and like I said earlier, I'm never starstruck. Yes, ma'am. Kimberly said we only have 3. It's 6 likes. It's 8 people on here. But Kimberly, you got to realize what you're doing is very important by even letting me know that, because I'm fighting an algorithm that don't want me to talk to black people about this subject. And again, the subject for you all who are just joining, because from what I can see now, Kimberly, there's 11 people watching. I'm doing this on StreamYard, so I'm not actually going live on YouTube. Robert Patrick, Houston, all the Tennessee Titans, and Jacksonville Jaguars. How many times did that nigga get play of the player? I'm glad. See, y'all comment. This is why I tell y'all. This show might go a lot longer than what I thought because I be loving y'all comment. Robert Patrick. That's who all the people he played for. Deion played for 3 teams. He played for Atlanta when he came into the NFL, and he left Atlanta because Deion wanted Super Bowls. Guess what? The next 2 teams he played for, he got Super Bowls. He went to San Francisco, won 1, then went to Dallas, won 2. Deion Sanders, and I'm not no dick rider. Again, stars up in the sky. I'm never easily bewildered by entertainment. That's why I do what I do at the Real New Behind New. Y'all notice I'm just now really starting to talk about stuff that relates to entertainment simply because my nephew now told me you need to expand your horizons. This situation is very important, and eventually as this broadcast play out, I'll get to why I did the other video that I did and said that Deion was literally the object of Eddie Robinson's hatred and jealousy. And he's not going to allow his team, long as he's coaching Alabama State over the next 4-5 years, if Deion stay there for 4-5 years at Jackson State, and you got Eddie George now, you got real Hall of Famers coming to HBCUs now, trying to teach, reach, and train our children. But as long as we as black people send our children to LSU, which y'all know, well, anybody that know me, my favorite 2 teams in all sports is New Orleans Saints and the LSU Tigers, because I'm from Louisiana. But as long as our children who live 2 doors up the street from me are going to Alabama because they're the best players in the country, we will never compete. But if they start going to Jackson State, Alcorn, Mississippi Valley, Tennessee State, Florida A&M, if they start going to these schools in 4 years, we will be whooping Alabama's ass. We will be whooping Florida State, where Deion came from, Texas A&M, my favorite, LSU. Our children would be so dominant as a league of HBUs that nobody in America will be able to compete with them. You know why? Once again, why these white schools will not be able to compete with the black HBCUs if we sent our children there, because our children are the ones that are making them so powerful. We're sending our babies to these big schools that really don't give a damn about your children. If your child can't play football, let him apply for LSU. Let him apply for Alabama. Let him apply for Auburn, for Tennessee, who just beat LSU. LSU, y'all need to step up. We fucked this year. But let them apply for Notre Dame. Let them apply for Harvard. Guess what? Them niggas' application be stuck on the other side of the school administrator who decide the people that go there. It be stuck on this side of his desk. They'll look out of the bigger ass pile of black applicants. Can this nigga at least play dice? We know Negroes like to shoot dice. That was the white administrator say, this nigga can't play football, can't play basketball, can't play baseball, but he want to come to Harvard. Can a nigga shoot dice? Can a nigga play pitty pat? Can a nigga play tonk? Can he play spades? They gonna ask you all these questions. Hold on a second. Big Show, what you see, boy? Hold on. But this is what's going on. Our babies are put on the back burner when it comes to the white schools if they are not talented in some kind of way. Whether they can play a drum, which I played. I had 9 scholarships to 9 black historical colleges and could have went to any college literally I wanted to go to just on my percussion in high school. And again, I chose to go to the Navy. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be soldiers unless you send them into the military to be officers. Let me see if I can. It's 20 people. Can y'all please hit the like button? They gonna hit the like button. Let them know they need to hit the like button. Most importantly, Kimberly, they need to share these videos, because that's how eventually these videos that helped the last video I went to go trend. Go to trend and go viral in a sense. If you call 7,000 viral, for me that's viral because in 36-hour period, a video that I was expecting maybe only 80 people to see. We've had over almost 7,000 people to watch and had over 200, almost 350 some people to comment on. So yeah, just keep in mind, Kimberly and Kimberly Williams, she been there. Robert Patrick been there. Jackson boy. These are people who are commenting right now, who know how important the comments are. Big Show, what do you see? Hold on, y'all. Big Show, Big Show, come here, boy. Come on, inside. Y'all, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Inside, come. Come here, boy. That's you. You did that. This little boy alert. Look at my big head. Come here, big head. Come here. Let's go inside. Y'all, give me just 1 second. Gotta take it. This is the ghetto version of the news, so y'all see real life as it happens. Come here, boy. Hold on. Let me take this out. Inside. Good boy. Big head. And he goes straight inside, goes straight to the window and continue to bark. This little big head rascal. Anyway, I kind of lost train of thought, but let me slow down and let me go from here. Now, Kimberly, that's one of my puppies. My baby girl child, the one who passed away last year. That's one of her puppies. That little boy, I mean, he full-blooded. I mean, 100% American Staffordshire. And my niece got a female 100% Staffordshire. This shit, that's Brindle Stripes. I can't wait till them two puppies have babies. I'm trying to get them to have 6. Matter of fact, if I had the money right now, I'll go buy them a half a pint of Hennessy, a bag of weed, and let them 2 dogs smoke and drink that motherfucker just so they can get drunk and have sex and give me some more puppies. Going back to Chop. But that's how much I miss Chop. But yeah, no, that's not my dog. I call him Uncle Baby. Now I call him Chop, my Chop baby, because he's the only one. He's the only dog I got left to start another breed after his mama. I need to be very serious about them dogs over here, y'all. Them dogs are man best friend. But anyway, let's get back to this thing because we've been going 27 minutes. Deion Sanders is doing something that no other coach right now. You give Eddie George and other coaches that are Hall of Fame coaches that's coming to the HBCU another 2 years, along with what Deion Sanders is doing. Our children are going to start going to those HBCUs because they want to be associated with these players. How do you feel about the new football stadium approved for Jackson State University? They need it in order to hold 80, 90,000 people now. Because guess what? They can get a 100,000 seat stadium. Well, I ain't gonna say that much. They can get a 76,000 seat stadium right now just because Deion Sanders is the coach at Jackson State and he is winning. His son. I mean, a lot of people gonna not see the significance of it, but not only has he been in Jackson State, but he bought his son now, the quarterback, who is now really the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy. So yeah, they need to build a bigger stadium. They need about 70,000 people because as long as Deion is on the sidelines bringing our children to Jackson State instead of them going to Mississippi State, instead of them going to Ole Miss, they're going to Jackson State University. So people are going to want to come and see because you got to stop and think. It's homegrown. Jacqueline Watt. Hey, Miss Sister Jackie, how you doing? Ray, Lawn Landscape say, I'm white and love the S.W.A.C. and what Prime brings to the table. Let me see. Y'all see this tape? Now, oh yeah, y'all know what? I just realized I can do that. I'm gonna start posting y'all coming. How can I take it off? All right, yeah, that's cool. Matter of fact, let's go back and address y'all. I gotta give y'all credit. Also, if you watching this video on after the fact that it was recorded, you can go and help this channel on the super chat. We really do need y'all help financially right now, because again, I'm doing this shit outside. Y'all notice I ain't in my normal spot that I have been doing them. I'm doing it outside because the phone broke and I got to use somebody else's Wi-Fi. So you can look down there and help us out that way. But most importantly, share these videos. like these videos. That helps fight the algorithm. Robert Patrick say, how do you feel about the football stadium approval for Jackson State University? Of course, again, I just answered that they need it because Deion can fill 70,000 seats just by his name alone. Eddie Robinson Jr. couldn't do that. That's why he was jealous. He ain't sweat. Again, going back to that video briefly, Eddie Robinson Jr. had hating in his mind, on his heart all the time. They beat Deion them last week. Rob Patrick say facts. They beat Deion them last year. I mean, I keep saying last week, but last year. He's mad because Deion went to Florida State. And back then, you got to understand, Deion, even at that, he was prime time. He was not the average player. He was not even the above average player. He was something special. And again, I don't dick ride. I'm not starstruck because stars are up in the sky. Man, let me see if I can get a better angle if I move. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Let me sit right here, y'all. Hold on, y'all, give me a second. Again, this is the ghetto version of the news, y'all, but I see a lot of y'all be watching. All right, y'all, give me just 1 second. I got to get the lighting right. Again, that's why it's so important and why we be asking the subscribers. That's it. I'll give you the light up. That's why we asking y'all to help support. Because I can't afford another phone right now. But I know that you all, God damn, what did I do that made that work? Y'all give me a second. Do I need a second? Stand up. Stand up. I'm just a hood Negro who happen to be blessed to be able to travel around the world, go to some of the bigger institutions, because even though I didn't go to HBCU, I still went to college 2 or 3 times. You know, I'm just a black man who's had the blessed experience to experience life from an academic down to a motherfucking alcoholic. I done been on every spectrum of this life and seen all the world has to offer. But when it comes down to this is so important. Y'all need to share this. Your children cannot compete because you're sending to your children to the schools that's designed to keep beating the shit out of them. They would rather have your child come down on an architecture scholarship to Alabama than go to somewhere like Grambling or whatever. But if you got a son or a daughter that plays sports in your local high school at a high level, they're going to recruit your son to the point now, again, these athletes are able to get paid. They're going to recruit your son and daughter with the highest up, they'll give them a full ride scholarship because that means your son and daughter now is part of their alumni. And all these other things that come along with sending our children to the bigger universities. But if people start following Deion's lead in the S.W.A.C, your D1 recruits will start going to the S.W.A.C. And in 5 years, they will be able to SWAC motherfucking Alabama's ass out there on the football field. I use that as a pun. Yeah, pun intended. But yeah, the reason why we can't compete with these colleges is because we are sending our babies to those colleges. Hey, good afternoon, Brother Lawrence. How you doing, man? Love you, Brother Lawrence. You've been there since day one. Kimberly. A lot of y'all been there since day one. I see y'all comments coming up. Let's see. That's Sister Kimberly. Kimberly say, guys, it's 20 people. Can y'all please hit the like button? Kimberly Williams say, share, like button. Oh, you got another dog? No, Kimberly, that's not. We just talked about that. Robert Patrick asked about the new stadium. Ray Lawrence say, Ray Lawrence and landscape. I go back and read your comment again because it actually boosts my confidence in doing this thing, what I'm doing, but keeping my message pure. And Ray Lawrence say, I'm white and I love S.W.A.C and what Prime brings to the table. Exactly. If it was not for Prime Time, the last 2 years, the top recruit in America would have went to one of these white schools. Or to, I ain't gonna say white or black, but we know what I mean when I say one of these Division I schools. One of these schools that's traditionally catered to the people who are of early America when they was created. Meaning they were created for white folks. Maybe a few black folks that came in and knew how to sweep a floor, but knew how to read Maybe snuck and got an education, but it was until the last, what, 80 to 100 years that they really just started letting black people play at these institutions. Same institution that had us as janitors, as motherfucking cooks, as gardeners, and our children couldn't even set foot on the campus to bring our ancestors a cold glass of water for their hot days labor working at this University of Auburn. And they couldn't even go to school at that place. Now all your kids are going to the University of Auburn, which is why the HBCUs cannot compete with them. Again, if every black parent in America that has a son or daughter that is literally the hottest prospect for any Division I NCAA school, if you start sending those children to HBCUs, guess what? They will be whooping the asses of these 1AA schools because all your children are already going there, making them the powerhouses that they are. They're taking the best of our talent and making billions a year. So again, going back to Robert Patrick, of course Deion now need a new stadium because these folks upgrading their stadiums every year. Brent Favre just bought a volleyball stadium illegally with stolen money from the state of Mississippi and the poorest people in that state to build a volleyball stadium. You don't think Jackson State deserve a motherfucking stadium? They ain't even got water in Jackson State right now. But Deion is still pushing. He's still thriving. So we as black people need to understand the value of sending our children to schools that is designed for us. Because if you stop sending them to the white schools, these white schools will not be able to compete because they're only whooping your asses at the SBCU because all your children are going to them instead of playing for you. That's just how real life is. And we be so blinded by the entertainment shit of it. You got a lot of people saying that Deion was wrong. Or Deion, they don't really like, they try to make it seem like you don't like Deion because of what he's done, who he is, and what he's accomplished. But in reality, they hating on him because anybody, even, a mentally challenged third grade student could see that Eddie Robinson was flat out jealous. That shit ain't had nothing to do about Deion not being SWAC. It had nothing to do about them running up the score. It was all about jealousy because the attitude in Eddie Robinson Jr.'s players was set before the game even started, bro. Yeah. We got new comments. Let's see what you all got. Yes, ma'am, Kimberly. I sure thank you because we need them to cash out. But I'm not going to, y'all know this. I don't even ask for the money no more because I'd rather go out here. I'm going to be real. If I got to sell 2 Viagra pills to a Chinese Eskimo. I'm just kidding, y'all. Just kidding. Just kidding, y'all. Don't nobody say that because I already got the feds and everybody watching me. Just beat a motherfucking life sentence for selling marijuana. See, for the new subscribers or the new people watching, because they're doing pretty good right now, Sister Kimberly. Hold on, we got Audrey Simpson say Coach Prime all day, every day. Exactly. And not just because he's Deion Sanders, but it's because of Deion Sanders and what he can do, what he's trying to show. Deion can't say these things the way that I'm saying them, but in a way, he's pointing out the racism of the system. Again, for those who are just joining, you're sending your kids to Ole Miss or Mississippi State University. Keep in mind, Mississippi State University means that it's a state university, just like Jackson State. Why is it that Mississippi State University has almost a billion times, 100,000 or whatever, a billion times bigger budget than Jackson State? How come it is that Mississippi State, one of the biggest colleges in Mississippi, still got $5 million at least from Brent Favre and the governor of Mississippi to build a volleyball stadium on the campus of Mississippi State, and motherfuckers getting mad because Deion asking for money to build a new state at Jackson State, which is state money. How? Guess what? If Deion Sanders was in the same shoes that Brett Favre was in right now, that first thing they would be saying, like Uncle Rucker said on my favorite show, The Boondocks, that nigga guilty. It wouldn't even, guess what? By the time people right now are still debating on whether Brett Favre committed a crime. Let that have been Deion Sanders that lobbied the governor of the state of Mississippi for $5 million to build a money that was allotted for food stamps, for Medicaid, other shit like that. Let that have been Deion Sanders. We wouldn't, in the same time period that we said we don't know all the facts, or the media telling us we really don't know all the facts about Brett Favre. We know that nigga that white boy took some money that he should not have took from the poorest people on the planet. We know that for a fact. If that would have been Deion, don't y'all think Deion been in jail right now, especially what he's doing? Because Mississippi State, Ole Miss, they mad because they couldn't get Deion's son as a quarterback. They mad because they couldn't get that the wide receiver. One of the last 2 to 3 top draft pick, high school recruits in America went to Jackson State. What if you as a parent know your son is a D1 recruit and whatever, he might not get the fame and glory that he would for Alabama this year. But what if in his senior year he played Alabama and beat Alabama 45? Oh, now what if he played UCLA and beat UCLA 45-7, like Arizona State got whooped 45-7 by UCLA? Deion said it, and he telling y'all when you just listen to what he talking about financially. Again, going back to what Patrick Roberts said, Robert Patrick said, is Deion telling y'all financial truth? Your institution, I bet the Mississippi State and Ole Miss got water flowing freely at their stadiums, even though they're in different sections of that state. But Jackson State don't even have fucking water because of the racial and political games that are being played in the state of Mississippi, which is the poorest state on the planet. And Brett Favre, y'all know, I'm going to keep talking about this, but Brett Favre robbed some of the poorest people on the planet, and Negroes are hating Deion Sanders because he's not S.W.A.C. That shit's the greatest shit. Let's see what Audrey Simpson say. Coach Prime is not asking they want to build it to keep it him. They got my vote, and I'm willing to give whatever it takes. Coach Prime and S.W.A.C. Exactly. Audrey Simpson. Good thing. Audrey Simpson, if you're willing to give that to Deion, give a little something to the real dude behind you so we can keep bringing real issues like this to y'all. Because again, this going back, it's something way bigger than me just doing that video the other day, talking about the jealousy of Eddie Robinson Jr., who literally had to probably, if Deion and Eddie Robinson Jr. were playing on a team in college together, well, I ain't gonna say that. If they playing on a Pee-wee football team in the 5th grade, all the way up to the 12th grade in high school, Eddie Robinson Jr. would have been the one who had to carry Deion Sanders' jockstrap to the locker room every day. Not taking away Eddie Robinson Jr.'s accomplishments. Yeah, he played in the NFL. Excuse me. Somebody mentioned it earlier. The 14. Let me see who mentioned the 14. The 3 team. Let me go find a comment. The 3 teams that he played for. Again, Robert Patrick. Thank you for your comment, man. Again, this channel depends on your comment. But Robert Patrick told us that Eddie Robinson Jr. played. Oh no, that ain't the comment. Excuse me, I hit the wrong one. Y'all give me a second. I gotta find that comment. It's hidden way down there. Robert Patrick, also you just made another comment I see. I think it will create more jobs and generate revenue for the city of Jackson. This revenue can help solve some of the economic issues in the city. But you want me to tell you, this is Robert Patrick's comment, and you're right. But you want me to tell you what's really gonna help them folks in Jackson, and why they going through what they're going through? I'm gonna be real. And I hate to say this, a lot of black people are gonna get mad. I don't give a crap. Truth is what it is. A lot of time when we as black people, especially here in the South, who have been oppressed so long, when we get in position of power, we tend to oppress our own motherfucking people. Jackson going through a lot of shit because they mismanaged a lot of money that they could have had to develop and modernize their water drinking system. Now you're right, because it will create new jobs, but for who? This is a whole different subject, but it's gonna create more jobs for Hispanics and immigrants than it will for us, unless we as black people understand that when we send our black children to the HBCU, maybe our HBCU should be teaching licensed contractors how to pour cement for a half an acre project. Yeah, it's good to do liberal arts, but what the fuck does liberal arts transfer into a black job in 4 years later? But getting your general contractor license will translate to you owning a business, now being able to employ other people in the city of Jackson. That's what it's really all about. It's way bigger. Deion is making a start. People like yourself, Robert Patrick, who are wise, see the bigger picture. Most people can't see the bigger picture because they're only looking at one piece of the puzzle. Real talk. Most people cannot see the bigger picture because they only see one piece of the puzzle. And most people would like to say, well, you got to get outside the box and try to think about what Deion is doing. No, I mean, you got to think outside the box. Fuck that. As long as you are inside that box, your vision is limited to what you can see because you're still in a prison. First of all, who the fuck belongs in a box? Whose natural habitat is a box? So if you're in a box, wow, I'm so great. For real, whose natural habitat is a box? In Mississippi and work down Jack, and you're telling Veronica Hill, only reason why I'm telling the truth because there's only one truth. There could be a million people, white, black, Chinese, motherfucking amputees, or Korean, fucking Venezuelan women with one breast, motherfucking Ethiopian with one testicle. It's billions of people on the earth, but there's only one truth. We all have an opinion and an idea, but when truth comes forward, it shatters a lot of our ideas and our opinions, and you got one choice, two choices, to either accept truth or reject it. It's hard to accept the truth because the truth is uncomfortable, and it forces you to make changes. But she said, Veronica Hill says she lived in Mississippi and worked out. Miss Veronica, let me ask you, let me highlight your comment. Also, if y'all looking at this on a rebroadcast, leave a comment on the super chat. And if you can, I mean, you can donate anything from $1. Really, it's 47 people right now on this thing. If all y'all donated $2, I can have a phone tomorrow and I can go back to doing my live video. But y'all see me, I'm sitting outside right now. My phone broke. That ain't y'all fault. But hey, donate, hit that shit down at the bottom. Most importantly, share, like, and comment. So Miss Jackson said, Veronica here. I mean, no, this is Veronica. Hold on. Let me go back. Love McCollum say, why do you think Ed Robinson mean Deion ain't SWAC? Deion didn't go to a SWAC. Guess what? And guess what Deion went? And guess what you get? Why we even talking about Deion Sanders? Deion did not go to the SWAC. He went to prime time. But guess what Deion has done for the SWAC in 2 years that Eddie Robinson couldn't do in his whole career, from since the time he's been there until he retired. Guess what Eddie Robinson can't do that Deion Sanders can do for the SWAC? Again, bring your children to the SWAC. Deion Sanders has the power, the charisma, the influence, the intellectual, the charm to bring your child who's willing to commit to UCLA. If your child lives in Wake, California, he's a black student at a black high school, and he's one of the leading prospects in America. he will choose to go to Deion Sanders in the last two choices now. Oh man, goddamn man, I'm gonna have to stop this. You only got 5% left. That child, damn, I didn't charge this device up. And again, I thank the people who that subscribe to this channel that help us get this new device, because all we gotta do is just get around some Wi-Fi. Somebody let us hold the password, and we good. So we still gonna bring you video, but that's why we need y'all support. But again, Deion can bring that little child way in motherfucking Los Angeles, California. Because think about it, how many HBCU colleges are in places like California, New York, Michigan? That shit is mostly from the South. But if we can bring your children from LA to Grambling State University, he's the #1 defensive player in America. Guess what? If we do that every year for the next 4 years, our black schools, HBCUs, wouldn't really too much have to beg them for money on a national level or state level. Wouldn't have to beg these donors or whatever for money, because your kids are going to be coming to these HBCUs, and now HBCUs are going to be getting television rights to show us kicking Alabama's ass, kicking LSU's ass, kicking Clemson's ass, because only reason why we're getting our ass kicked is because your kids are going to LSU, Alabama, Clemson. Take care of your house first. We're sending our children outside of our houses to go to universities that if them motherfuckers didn't have a college, have a talent to play football, basketball, or again, motherfucking play jump rope or kickball. If your son got the ability to play kickball right now, that motherfucker, if he the best kickball, he could be the best dodgeball player on the planet. One of these major universities will take your child. And your child has went away from home. Now your HBCUs, again, in the case of Alabama State, went to UCLA, you got their ass whooped. But y'all notice Eddie Robinson hugged that white boy after that white boy stomped his motherfucking ass 45-7. He came out there, I thank you for bringing us to LA, sir. We didn't get no money to buy a new stadium or to upgrade our stadium, but we got enough just for our kids to come out here and have some hamburger and pork chop sandwiches. This is what he looked like when he hugged that white boy that whooped his ass 45-7 on that out there UCLA, and then he come back and get mad at Prime. Willie Lynch said, y'all give me 1 second. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me just gotta get some more water. Okay, I apologize to all the listeners out there and the subscribers. Once again, I want to thank all the people who have recently subscribed to this channel. Right, building a program takes time. And you're right, Veronica. Here, let me see. Why do you think Ed Robinson mean Deion ain't swag? Okay, I answered that. The only reason why he said that shit was out of jealousy. That nigga, he wasn't NFL. None of our players guaranteed to go to the NFL if they would have been playing in the SWAC. It just so happened that Eddie Robinson did do good. He was what, 2-time defensive all player in the SWAC, all defense player in the SWAC. He got his accolades. He played for 3 or 4 teams, but he never got a Super Bowl. Now that he's supposed to be the man in the SWAC, now Deion comes in and take away his swagger. That's what he meant by Deion ain't SWAC. It don't make a goddamn difference. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of coaches in the SWAC that didn't play in the SWAC, or if they did, they have the credentials of Deion Sanders? No. So now if they don't, a lot of them Negroes might be jealous. Again, going back to what I was finna say before I left, and going back saying I'm put some of you all comments up while I'm doing this. This is Veronica Hill. This is her comment. Man, she's pretty. Ooh, no husband bless. But anyway, goddamn, she's so pretty, man. Miss Hill, sorry. Let me go to Patrick because you made me forget exactly what I was saying. It's pretty, yeah, man. Well, anyway, these coaches are not. I mean, they're not. Basically, put it like this: even though some of them might have played in the NFL, they were not Hall of Famers. If Randy Moss came to the NFL right now, guess what? He gonna get more hate on him. I mean, came to the HBCU, Randy Moss will get more hate than Deion. But the only reason why Deion getting the hate because he went to Florida State, and this coming from SWAC. Let's label it down. The only reason why he getting the hate from the SWAC is because what? He didn't play for the SWAC. What the fuck does that have to do with anything when he's coming in there and whooping these cats' ass in the SWAC? Same. Notice again. Deion Sanders, Eddie George. Damn, I can't think of it. These other 2 people. They're on the tip of my mind, man. Right now, I can't think of. But you got 4 or 5 Hall of Famers coming in there. Is Eddie Robinson gonna show the same type of disrespect? No, he showed the same type of disrespect. I mean, he showed that unique type of disrespect for Deion simply because Deion Sanders is who he is and what he's accomplished. Prime time. Prime time. Everybody know prime time. Everybody, you can't help but to know the man changed defense in the NFL the way it's played. The man has a son right now that plays for him who is a Heisman Trophy candidate. You cannot tell me as a man, nobody on this video right now as a man cannot tell me honestly with the truth of whatever God you believe in your heart that you couldn't look into that man's eyes, Eddie Robinson Jr., and then see player hating. Going back to what I was saying before I left here a minute ago, Willie Lynch told us, you got to get these Negroes fighting on every level. You got to get the older black male fighting against the young black male. You got to get the young black male fighting against the old black male. You got to get the light-skinned Negro fighting against the dark-skinned Negro. And he broke it down. So you got to get the young black woman to hate the old black woman to hate the young black woman, the light-skinned black woman to hate the dark-skinned black woman. Basically, what Willie Lynch said, you got to get these Negroes hating each other so much, fighting and killing each other so much that the only one they trust to solve their problem is us. Like today, we don't trust the HBU because you have a coach like Deion Sanders, who Eddie Robinson Jr. say is not SWAC, but has made major accomplishment in the entire game of football. More accomplishment in his Deion Sanders highlights from Florida State. Them 3 years he was at Florida State will overshadow everything Eddie Robinson Jr. did since he played football. Oh, DP, she hit the now we gotta highlight your comment. If Mr. Sanders ain't SWAC, who is? If he black, he SWAC. Oh wow, I gotta coin that phrase because 2 or 3 of y'all gonna probably beat me to it tomorrow. I'm gonna copyright. If you black, you SWAC. If you black, you SWAC. Think about that. Southwestern Atlantic Conference. That means niggers. Schools for Negroes. That's what SWAC is. Don't give a damn because Deion Sanders went to Florida State. When he got out of Florida State, where he went? The Atlanta Falcons. Also played baseball. Oh my God, that's a whole nother angle, man. This video goes in. But let's talk about that. Do y'all realize Deion was not just a great football player, but in all the world's history, he's gonna go down as one of the greatest athletes. And I'm not on this nigga's jock because I like Deion Sanders. But I didn't really start liking Deion Sanders, believe it or not, till after he retired. And I actually started looking at his highlights. And I looked at him, how he and Lawrence Taylor changed the game. Deion Sanders was the only man that you could put on the right side of the field. If any of y'all played football, I played football up until high school, and I got tired of getting hit, so I started hitting the drums. But Deion Sanders could be on that right side of the field, and guess what? Nothing was coming on that side of the field from where the safety is posted. You ain't even have to post a safety on Deion Sanders' side of the field. And Deion Sanders, a black man who changed the game of football the way it's played now, because every coach in America, white or black, is looking for defensive backs like Deion Sanders.